The FDNY is now looking for the firefighters and staff members who booed New York Attorney General Letitia James during a promotion ceremony last week.
Oh, come on, we're in a house of God. First, simmer down. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you for getting it out of your system. I want to thank Commissioner Kavanaugh and Chief Hodgins for...
The FDNY Chief of Department sent out this internal email, quote, Bureau of Investigation and Trials is investigating this, so they will figure out who the members are. I recommend they come forward. I have been told by the commissioner it will be better for them if they come forward and we don't have to hunt them down. But the FDNY claims the search is not politically motivated, telling Fox News Digital, quote, nobody's hunting anyone down, even though they just said so. We are looking into those who clearly broke department regs. It has nothing to do with politics. It's about professionalism at an official event held in a house of worship.
So who wrote the first statement?
Exactly. My left hand doesn't know what my right hand is doing, apparently.
And the left hand, on the left, is willing to hunt you down over this. Hey, I had an interesting conversation with Jonathan Turley last hour. This is not about free speech. He said that this is not, for her not to want to be booed in the house of worship, it wouldn't have mattered really where it was. This was a work event, and they were employees of the city. And so in that work event, there are certain regulations that they've set. And he said he thinks that the department should just give this a pass. Just keep it going. There are plenty of reasons why Letitia James is wrong in terms of going after Trump. And he called it abusive and excessive, the case that she has moved against Donald Trump. He said, you can call it that. He said, but the problem in the room was that when people booed and chanted, the other people who were there as employees, their right to listen to her had been taken away. But he said, just wash it all away and keep going. And everybody stay focused on the center of the case right now, and that's Letitia James politically going after Donald Trump.
Just such good X's and O's. So, Kilmeade, let's take that a step further and say, well, that was just in the introduction. Did they actually boo and drown out during her statements? No. So following that line of argument, you could say, well, it was just in the introduction. They made their thoughts or feelings known. And also, how are you going to hunt down the majority of the department? Because the boos sounded pretty loud to me.
Yeah, knowing them, they probably had cameras everywhere. But the whole thing is a great point, because it was like the beginning, the booing was loud, but then you had just like a bed music of Trump, Trump, Trump. It kind of helped the whole night flow a little bit.
Not for her.
But
this
this sentiment is what you get, not when you try people, when you don't try criminals, and when you obsess over Donald Trump, and you sit in the front row and you gloat and kick your shoes off and give little speeches after each day on trial, and then gloat on Twitter every day how much interest Donald Trump has to pay every day he doesn't come up with the ridiculous amount of money of $450 million. So you lay the groundwork for anger and bitterness, and a lot of firefighters say, you know, Donald Trump is my guy. He's very popular with cops. He's very popular with firefighters. And why she came out at a promotional ceremony, she does it at her own peril. When you're a public figure, you know at any moment, we know it at Fox, you can get booed or cheered. That comes with the territory. Tough.
And you know what, Molly? We are her boss. Right? I live in this town, meaning that so too are those firefighters. FDNY, they pay her salary too. So why shouldn't she be subjected to some scrutiny? And I will say, as a New York taxpayer, I don't want my tax dollars going to hunting down FDNY. How about you protect them? How about you hunt down the criminals that are writ large in this city, terrifying everyone? Get off Trump's back. Get off the FDNY's back. Go do your job, Letitia James. I'd boo her too.
I think the nicest thing that should happen to Letitia James is getting booed and heckled at a public event. What she has done is horrific. I mean, I feel like everyone's just acting like it's okay and normal to run for office claiming that you're going to find a crime to go after your political opponent over. And the crime that she claimed she found was repaying a loan with interest where everybody was happy. And she's trying to destroy him, his family, make them bankrupt. You know, this is part of this, again, a large-scale campaign to politically imprison and bankrupt your opponent. We are the United States of America. We're not supposed to do that. And so the fact that it takes some firefighters in New York to say what a lot of other people should be saying is not great for our country. But she deserves a lot more heckling than she's gotten.
That's right. And if it had happened on Staten Island, there'd been some expletives too.
Probably. But to underscore your point, I mean, mean, the things she said about Trump on her rise to power, you know, supposedly neutral person here that's supposed to be prosecuting the law, she called him, and this is in the Associated Press, a carnival man, a carnival barker, rather, a con man, and she vowed to shine a bright light into every corner of his real estate dealings. And not only did she shine a bright light, she brings an unprecedented case, also an AP study. They could find no other case brought without a victim. And then finally, to cap it off, she trolls him with the amount of interest on Twitter.
Yep.
I'm sorry. Like, if you can't take it, you dish it out. You got to be able to take it, my friend.
Yeah,
Maybe Trump can win New York.
What is it with these left-leaning DAs, though? You've got Fonnie Willis down in Georgia and Letitia James here in New York. All, it's like it's a political, did they go to some class? Like, if you really want to win, go after Trump.
Right. But now, no, we're supposed to go after firefighters? No, I'm sorry. She might have failed at her watch, but under our watch as New Yorkers, not them. Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagno. Catch me and my co-hosts Harris Faulkner and Kaylee McEnany on Outnumbered every weekday at 12 p.m. Eastern, or set your DVR. Also, don't forget to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page for daily highlights.